Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's podcast on the Savani Sports and Entertainment show. My name is Avin Savani. And wow, what a week! What a week for Philadelphia fans. Really big bounce back for both the Sixers and the Phillies. But the priority this week is obviously the Sixers being in their second round matchup with the Celtics and taking a lead at 3-2. So I did miss last game's kind of post game like reaction slash next game's preview, but kind of doing a joint reaction this week. And just kind of showcasing like what the Sixers have been doing both offensively and defensively as well. So yeah, sorry, I didn't have the video going, but yeah, so this video is actually going to be posted to the YouTube channel as well, so you can check it out. Pretty much going to be going through the main film sequences that the Sixers went through in Game 4 and also Game 5. And then some post-game interviews from both Maxey as well as the coach as well. So big guy that stepped up this Game 5 especially was Maxey. Struggled a lot, I would say, throughout this entire Celtics series, and it was really good to see him bounce back and really emphasize his shot making because he was shooting terrific from three throughout the regular season, and now he's kind of replicated that in this game, and hopefully he can continue that in Game 6. So Game 6 is going to be at Wells Fargo Center in South Philly. So definitely excited for that. Hopefully we can close out this series on a high note. I know a lot of Sixers fans are anxious for the Sixers to beat the Boston Celtics this series, and hopefully our team can execute and get it done. So yeah, but on Game 5, just initial reaction, just a complete domination, both offensively and defensively. Yes, we kind of got lucky with Boston's inability to make shots. They shot a bunch of threes, and a lot of guys did not really perform well from 3-point land. So Jason Tatum shooting 3 for 11 from three, obviously. Al Horford and Derek White putting up goose eggs from three, as well as Smart going 2 for 5. So they missed a bunch of threes. They were getting their shots up, but not high percentage shots at all. So yeah, I mean, if they could have made 4 more threes, it would have been a different story. We would have been probably looking at something different, maybe like an overtime game, a closer game. But really the Sixers dominated both defensively with Embiid's 4 blocks and forcing a good amount of turnovers and also crashing the boards a lot, getting offensive rebounds. So it was really good. Keys to the game, we out-rebounded the Celtics, which was a key to victory, as well as limiting second chance points, which was also great. Yes, some not so good turnovers. I believe James Harden was busy tying his shoe and passed it off to Maxey. Maxey panicked a little bit, passed it to Embiid over the half court line, and Embiid just wasn't expecting the pass and just volleyballed it into the stands. So yeah, that was one eye-opening play. I think both Maxey, Harris, Melton, Embiid, I've emphasized this a lot, but all 4 of them need to be comfortable bringing the ball up the court, and making sure that we're in possession of the ball on our side, offensive side of the court. So that was a big emphasis that I made, and Maxey obviously still made it up through his game. He shot very efficiently, 6 of 12 from three, 50% that is, and then 10 of 21 from the field, 47%. So really getting up really good and high percentage shots. And I noticed that instead of driving to the basket, going for a layup, and potentially having that blocked by like Horford, Robert Williams, Tatum Brown, he shot a lot more floaters, and that was a good adjustment that he made on the ball this game, and that was really good because he actually got a floater And he also got a few layups, and they started respecting his game outside of just going straight to the rim and maybe potentially rushing the shot a little bit, you know? So that's a big adjustment that Maxey made. And like from three, we can just take a look at the threes that he attempted. Um, it was really good. I was very pleased with his shot selection. For instance, this one is just a wide open three on the wing there. He's gonna dribble drive here, pull up for the three there. So really, it was him getting more comfortable with the defensive scheme of the Boston Celtics, and getting used to the rotations that they make throughout the game. So yeah, he really looked comfortable. The shot was falling obviously, and it was a good sign to see, and hopefully he can continue that in this next game. Just continue to be aggressive, but be smart, aggressive but smart. And that's what I saw this game, which was really nice to see. And overall, other guys really stepped up from the bench. Daniel House Jr. was fantastic. I think Doc Rivers made a really good gut feeling to start him instead of McDaniels in this game, and that really paid off. He got some really good shots. I mean, layups, going to the basket, very aggressive, just going downhill really. And that's what I noticed from House Jr. is that he just provides that energetic like spark off the bench. It was unexpected. I don't even think Boston was expecting his presence on the floor. And that was really nice to see. So yeah, props to Rivers for making these adjustments, and just riding with the guys that maybe he saw through practice, playing a little bit better than others, and just trusting his instinct. That was really huge. Maxey made a bunch of shots late in the game to kind of just seal this game out, which was I'm assuming that was a lot of reassurance for Sixers fans, and just knowing that you can never get comfortable with a lead with the Boston Celtics, and just seeing Maxey just kind of close out the game like that was really like a sigh of relief. And I know it also just relieved a lot of pressure and increased heart rate from the Sixers fans. So that was really nice to see. And now I'm just going to show you the offensive boards that the Celtics got. So this is a big emphasis that I wanted to make is some of these plays not so good. I thought that obviously the Celtics are going to get a lot of threes up, so there's more opportunity to get offensive boards. But I thought some of these were not the best box outs, or just making sure that we get those boards. And see Harden right there. So what Harden should have done right there is, yes, Brogdon is driving on him and pushing off, right? But he has to know the defender, Derek White, crashing the board on the weak side, right? So Harden has to make sure he boxes out and just know where the ball is going to land and just grab that board. Just be more assertive, grab the board. And that's what we lacked. Also, Embiid also on that play should have crashed the board and make sure that he was looking at Derek White, knowing that he's gonna come in with force. So yeah, I mean that's just an easy play that we could have gotten. Yes, Horford missed the three there, which was fortunate for us, but still things to clean up. And I think Boston next game is going to shoot a lot better from three. So we really have to be ready with these defensive boards, making sure that we're boxing out, crashing the boards on offensive rebounds, and making sure that we're getting second chance points to stay with the game, So Horford there, yes, another offensive rebound, Tatum with the wide open dunk. So yeah, a lot of these plays were fixable. I thought there was one play which was absolutely mind-boggling. So I believe it was Tatum that went up for the three. It rebounded, or maybe it was Brown, but he went up for the three. Okay, this is it right here. So Brown tried the three. It rebounded. There's literally three Sixers just watching the ball just bounce on the ground, and Maxey is not even looking at the ball. Like this is the thing that needs to be corrected. Look, when Brown goes up for the three, everybody is watching Brown, and everybody knows that the shot has gone up. Okay, the shot has gone up. Maxey is now looking at Derek White. Like, he has to look at the ball and just make sure that he's getting contesting for the rebound. There's 5 guys, all 5 guys should have been able to get this ball, but just the Sixers' luck, like Maxey is not even looking at the ball, trying to like I don't even know what he's doing. He's like trying to box out Derek White or something like that. But yeah, it literally goes through his legs. It nutmegs his legs, and Derek White gets the offensive board. Like, that's just like luck on the Boston Celtics side, and also just a lack of awareness from our guys. And I know they were up 14 in this possession, but still, with a lead, you just have to keep building on the lead, driving the momentum, and making sure that we're in control of the game start to finish, So that was a big play that I noticed that needs to be fixed in the next game. Now here's some other plays on the offensive side. Tatum with the offensive board. Yeah, Robert Williams was also got limited minutes, but still you could feel his presence for sure. I think if Boston were to make adjustments in the next game, maybe when obviously Harden or Embiid is off the court, obviously they double team Embiid, but when Embiid is off the court, maybe they try to double team Harden, making tough decisions out of Harden. I think that was one thing that Joe Mazzulla did not adjust to, is that when Embiid was off the court, they should have double teamed Harden and make his decision making a lot more difficult. So yeah, and then let me just look at some other areas where we really lacked in this game and where we could have improved. So from the field, we were fantastic, 50% from the field. Boston shot 40%. So big discrepancy there from the field. And obviously a lot of Boston's missed shots in the paint, in the mid-range, and just going up for layups and stuff like that. A lot of that was the impact of Embiid. So Embiid had 4 blocks, but you could tell that when he was on the floor, they were really having difficulty getting their shot and just running their offense really. They were really dependent on 3 in this game, and they obviously didn't shoot well from 3, so that was where they lacked. So shot 31% from 3, we shot 40%. Huge upgrade from game 3, I believe, where we shot horrendously from 3. And overall we out rebounded them, which was good. We got our teammates involved, which is also great. We matched their assist around 20, and turnovers we were kind of limiting those, so it was like 9-8 in favor of the Celtics, so that was good. We did go into a little bit of foul trouble there. We were fouling Jaylen Brown like pretty heavily, fouling Tatum a lot. So they got their chances at the foul line, but Jaylen Brown was very bad from the free throw line. He shot 3 of 8 from free throw line, 37%, very uncharacteristic. So I look for Boston to maybe fix that up and probably not even miss a free throw this next game, being that they are a very disciplined and a good free throw shooting team. So yeah, and Jason Tatum was very cold. He came out extremely cold, which was very fortunate for the Sixers, and just limiting his offensive production. But later in the game, yes, he did get more involved. He got more aggressive. He got to the line a lot. So that justifies his 36 points, but not a very efficient shooting night from Jason Tatum. 11 for 27 from the field, but those 36 points came on 27 shots, and he shot 27% from 3. So that was a difference maker for us. I thought Harden was very good. He facilitated the game terrifically. I don't even know if that's a word. Whatever. Fantastically, whatever. So Harden was good. He didn't shoot too many shots. He shot 8 shots, 50% from the field. He only tried 2 threes. He made one of them. But he did get to the line a lot, so that was good to see. And overall, he got 10 assists, 8 rebounds, so near triple double. So it was good. Overall, that's the game that we needed. Knowing that after a big game like his last game where he got 42 points, he really doesn't have the best like bounce back games after a big game, you know. So that was good to see that he still facilitated the game. He was very controlled under pressure, and also just got his teammates involved with those 10 assists. So that was really good to see. And yeah, I mean, I could talk about Embiid all day. I mean, his presence on the floor. Obviously, he didn't shoot the best from the field, 10 out of 23. But I thought his threes were also a difference maker in this game, and also his aggressiveness to get to the line and draw fouls. So very good performance from him. He had the highest plus minus on the team, so that was good. And the other guys, which I was a little bit concerned going in, but still was okay with the rotations that we had on offense and defense. Niang was very good defensively, although he literally doesn't have any stats in this game. He only shot one shot, but he was very good defensively, and I thought his rotations pairing him with the starting lineup was also good to see. So Paul Reed didn't get too many minutes. Daniel House was a very good sign to see, just coming off the bench and providing that boost for our team. So I don't have anything bad to say about this game. I thought that we did get lucky with Boston's inability to make shots, but we capitalized and we rode the game out with that lead. I think Boston didn't cut it to within less than 10 points pretty much throughout the second half. So that was really good to see. And I'm just gonna show our last game, which we really dodged the bullet on this one. Um, Obviously we have to give big props to Harden for showing up this game and producing the way that he did. But we really dodged the bullet in this game. And I'm not gonna get too angry with these foul calls, which I know a lot of Sixers fans are gonna have differing opinions on, and just really frustration from the officiating in this game. But yeah, we did have some calls that didn't go our way in the final minutes of the game, but I like that our team just stuck with it, regardless of the position that the officials put us through. We rode the hot hand in Harden, and we pretty much came out with the victory. So Harden was extremely clutch in this game. 6 out of 9 from three, 66% from 3-point land, and close to 70% from the field. That's fantastic. I mean, you cannot argue and you cannot complain about that efficiency. That's the MVP from Houston that we saw tonight. I mean, not tonight, obviously the other day. So yeah, and a good game from Embiid. Obviously, not the most efficient from the field, but he got to the line. He drew a lot of fouls, and he put Boston in tough positions defensively to guard our other guys. So I just think Embiid's presence just on the field really just alters the game, and that's why he's the MVP this season, and literally the lifeblood of our team. And I think he's stepped up as a leader. And I know Tyrese has a lot to say about that. So we're gonna be hearing from Tyrese later this video, and just praising Embiid and how he's grown and matured as a leader with this team. So yeah, and yeah, I thought that one other thing that I just wanted to note was just our uh just ability to create those shots. I know from three we really improved these last few games. Obviously with game 4, obviously it wasn't that good of a 3-point performance, but we still got up those shots. So the improvement from game 2, if we saw right here, is that we really struggled to create those shots and also make high percentage shots. So we shot uh oh, sorry, not game two. I meant game two. So um game two was a huge struggle. And I know that Doc pulled the starters out early in the game. But I mean, this is why we rebounded with all of those threes these next few games. So we only shot 33s, we shot 20% from the 3-point land, and overall 40% from the field. And Boston was terrific with 40% from three, putting up 51 3-pointers in that game and 47% from the field um in game two. So the adjustments that we made, and I wasn't even that uh like unhappy after game three. Yes, I know Harden really struggled to make his shot and passing up like really open looks in game three. But I just thought that we still had good shot selection, and Embiid just being off the rust and just providing to our team was a huge boost and a confidence boost going into the next games. So we rode that momentum going into game four. And then obviously with game five, we pretty much relied on Embiid to be the leader on the court throughout the game. So yeah, I mean, we can just look at the adjustments that we made from game three to game four. So obviously we weren't shooting that well from the field. Harden was 2 for 14, Maxey was 6 for 14. Going into this game three, Harden combined was like a total of like 5 for 28 or something like that. And Maxey was also very struggling big time from the field. So those two guys, I mean, when those two guys get hot and they contribute to the team, taking like smart shots and just making sure that they're running their offense, spacing the floor, and just like running the offense through Embiid and Harden. That pick and roll matchup is deadly in the NBA. So I just thought that was a huge improvement that we made. But yeah, so some things that to watch out for. Yes, Boston is a terrific team offensively, and just knowing their ability to move the ball is really frustrating. I know defensively for the Sixers. So just, like when let's say Brown or Tatum dribble drives in the paint and then kicks it out, maybe Horford is open from three. That's another thing. So Horford has not shot very well from three this series. So maybe that's an emphasis in if Horford does get open for three, just put a hand up, but don't like contest it too much. Just make it like a little bit difficult for him to make that three and make him panic a little bit. Don't have to get like a full shot contest with Horford's threes. Just being that he's a big guy and he's gonna have that arc and ability to get the shot off. But what happens is that we're so drawn into when Tatum or Brown dribble drives, penetrates, kicks it out, and then we get panicked. We contest a shot fully, and then what they do is that they just swing the ball around and find the open guy to get the best shot possible. Whether that's White, whether that's Smart, whether that's like Grant Williams, even at times, they know how to find the open guy, and that's where we need to improve in this game six and making sure that we're adjusting to their offensive rotations and making smart defensive plays. I thought Melton in this game was fantastic. He really stepped up defensively, got a few steals. So that was a great thing to watch. We can just look at the steals that we got this game. I thought that we played terrific as far as our defense. So let's just look at the turnovers that we forced on Boston, and how we really capitalize on those turnovers. So yeah, so here we go. Marcus Smart, great defense by Harden, gets the quick steal, easy bucket the other way. Harris for the flush. Now here we go. Brown with a little bit of pick and roll action with Robert Williams. and we get in the lane and get that shot out of the way. Brown again with the offensive foul. Tucker, fantastic. I'm glad that they were calling offensive fouls this game, which was good to see, and a big improvement on the officiating from game 4. Another offensive foul on Brown there. Harden. I think that's the first time I've seen Harden take a charge. So yeah, I mean, we were very defensively aware in this game. Horford making Horford in uncomfortable positions as well. Horford shot 0 for 7 from 3 and put up 0 points. So really limited his offensive production. That was the steal by Melton that I was talking about. So that was good to see. And then Smart here looks like he's great. Even with Embiid off the floor, Paul Reed was a good presence defensively. House with the easy bucket the other way. Now here we go. Tatum with the turnover there. So Harden takes it. House finishes. Again, really can't complain about the production from House. I thought he was terrific. So yeah, I mean, this was a great game. And just knowing that this next game is probably one of the biggest games in Philadelphia history, I would say. I don't want to put too much pressure on it, but this is the game. This is the game where you can really make a statement, show the Celtics that we are a team to be reckoned with, and just flat out ball. I think that if our 3 main guys, Maxey, Harden, and Embiid, just flat out ball this game like they did in game 5, like we're a tough team. I mean, just going into the next round, I don't want to look too ahead, but the Miami Heat have given us a little bit of trouble, but I'm comfortable with this team and what they've put on the floor throughout this season. So yeah, I know Maxey's gonna have a lot to say about the performance, so I'm just gonna pass it off to him, and then we'll also get Doc Rivers in for some quick points about how the team performed. So yeah, all right. Here is the Maxey press conference.
This was your best game of the series. Did something feel different for you today? And if so, what was it?
I wouldn't say nothing was different. I mean, I think I just started out extremely aggressive. Joe James, Tobias, they told me, like, the shots that I've been shooting been pretty good shots. They just haven't been falling. And I said, dude, they're going to fall for you. We're not really worried about you, man. Like, you put the work in. So keep doing what you're able to do out there and keep being aggressive.
Coming off the floor, it was very clear that all of you weren't, I mean, I'm sure you're happy, but we're very serious, business-like. Can you take us inside that attitude that you guys have right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's just one more game. I mean, the series isn't over. We still need one more game to move on to advance the next round. So, I mean, that game is behind us. We have to lock in. We have to focus. What day is it? Tuesday? Whatever day we play. We have to focus. We have to lock in, and it's going to be a dogfight, man. They're going to come in. They're going to play extremely desperate, and we know that. And we have to be the more desperate team that night because it's a closeout game at home, and it's hard to close the team out. So.
You and Joel had some good moments together tonight. What's it been like to watch him sort of ramp up progressively as the series has gone along?
Yeah, I'm glad to have him back out there, man. He was extremely aggressive from the tip off tonight, and that was big for us. And he was dominant defensively. He got some block shots. He got mad at us, so we were kind of fouling. And he was telling him, dude, I'm coming from the backside to block shots. So don't foul straight up. Make him change the direction, and he'll try to block it. So he was big tonight.
Tyrese, you've been saying it, and other people have been telling you about it over and over, that you have to stay aggressive, that you have to trust that your shot's going to fall every time you let it fly. Is that harder to do in a setting like the playoffs and against an opponent that over the course of the year has been pretty good at slowing you down?
It's not hard to do. It's just knowing when to pick your spots and be aggressive because I still got Jordan, James, and Tobias out there. So, I got to be careful when I shoot. When I shoot sometimes and I miss, they're on me, and then I shoot and I make, and they say, great shot. So I love them to death, man. They just tell me to keep being aggressive, and that's all you can ask for teammates like them.
Tyrese, you and James early on had a lot of success with Joel in the pick and roll. Was there anything specifically that was working for you guys, both of you, honestly?
Yeah, we're starting to figure out kind of their different coverages. I mean, it's hard at the beginning of the series. We didn't know exactly what they were going to do. But, you know, we're trying to figure out what they're doing, and getting downhill is good for Joel to get him open. Joel was just telling me if you can get all the way to the rim and either score or, you know, make Robert Williams or Al Horford help, or whoever's guarding him help, then he should be open for a pop three or a pop midi. So that's what we try to do tonight.
And Doc mentioned there was a stretch with like 7 minutes left in the game. I think it was when they had Marcus Smart on Joel. They put the ball in your hands. Can you kind of take us through what the discussion was there and kind of how you were able to get a couple buckets in the paint?
Yeah, James was really irritated with me because it was a couple possessions where I gave the ball up early, and he's like, dude, you gotta, like, you know who you are, like, just be Tyrese, man. Like, they can't be allowed to guard me, stay on my body, stay on Joel's body, and you have all the space and not create. And you know, that's he been on me since he got here, since he landed in Philly, about being aggressive, about being myself, and about helping the team. And you know, I appreciate him for that.
You seem pretty gassed. I mean, what have these last 3 or 4 days been like between, you know, game 4 and game 5? You guys
I was tired?
Yeah, a little bit.
No, I'm not really tired, honestly, but you're right, man. Mentally, you're probably right, because, like, you got to stay so locked in. You know, my family, you know, my dad's been on me about staying locked in. Just getting rest. Rest is the biggest thing. Like, I really wanted to go to the gym and shoot last night, but I opted not to do it because we played overtime game last game. So, you know, it's hard to manage both rest and getting your shots up and still being efficient with it. So I need to get up because their house needs to come up here and sit down and talk. So
talk about being locked in. Like, this game 5 was a game that the Sixers in the second round where they used to struggle in the last couple of years. Just talk about the maturation of the team and, you know, the reason that you guys are now able to get victories and when in the past games you were struggling.
The maturity of this team, I think I'm going to give a shout out to the big fella, Joel, because the last 2 years, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's been focused. He's been in the MVP conversation. He's been dominant. But this year, as soon as we got to Charleston and training camp, I just noticed his leadership just grow. And when your best player is a great leader, and Tuck has been on him about leading, of course, and it's great to have Peter Tucker as well. But, like, when your best player is adamant about winning and adamant, and he's on his teammates and he's calling the teammates out, and he's you know, he's leading by example, you have to raise your level of intensity. I mean, if you're a leader, your best player is working his tail off and you know, being aggressive and going out there and performing every single night, you have to fall in line. And I think this team, that we know that, and we have done that pretty well. Thanks,
Awesome stuff from Tyrese. Yeah, I agree with all of the points that he made with Joel stepping up as a leader, with also their adjustments with knowing Boston's defensive game plan. So it was great. I thought that Tyrese really improved these last games, and that was a huge confidence boost for not only our team, because knowing that his offensive production is a huge part of our success to win the game. So just seeing that from Tyrese was fantastic. But now just going now into Doc Rivers, we're just going to see what he has to say about the team's performance and just overall improvements from the last few games. That's an ad. Sorry about that. Okay, so the ad will probably stop in a bit, but yeah, so I thought that we game planned for Missoula's adjustments as well this game. Obviously with game 4, he didn't make the best play calls late in the game. And this game we controlled the game and the pace of the game with Harden. So that was great, and I'm just gonna leave it up for Doc and see what he has to say.
The 3, and we were off the playing right. And we played right from that point on. I thought James and Maxey both did a great job, you know, running pick and rolls. And I thought our team understood, okay, we need a bucket. We need to get the ball to Joel. We need the space, and he makes the plays from there. And I thought Joel did a great job of shooting when he needed to shoot and passing when he needed to pass. Especially in the second. Yeah, I don't think it was Al. I just think he was targeting whoever. He came in the game. You could just, listen, he wanted to play. The whole team did. I thought our composure overall was really good. You know, they're going to make runs, they're going to make shots, and that team is tough. They just keep making tough shots, and you got to breathe through it. You know, you really do, and I thought our guys did that.
Just how were you able to just unlock Tyrese tonight? Just looked like he was much more aggressive than he has been in the series.
Honestly, the ball went from side to side. You think about, he had 3 or 4 just point blank threes because of their rotations. You know, with him and Tobias, like I said, I think game 1 or whatever, game 2, you know, it's a barometer for us. If Tobias and Maxey are involved, that means the ball's moving. If Tobias and Maxey are not involved, that means the ball's not moving. And the ball moved today. And then with 7 minutes left, we put it in his hand because we thought with his quickness, he can handle that pressure.
Yeah, Doc, you're kind of talking about it already, but you guys played with purpose tonight.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, these are big games. I mean, they really are. Every game you play, the playoffs are hard. Winning's hard. And I just thought we played the right way. Guys who went out of the game was shaking the hands of the guy going in. Guys played to exhaustion. You know, Tobias, you know, was begging to come out. Joel needed a timeout. Daniel House gave me the European signal for substitution, which the whole locker room got a kick out of because I didn't know what it was. You know, he walked over to me and was doing this, and we have an X-play. So I'm thinking X-play, and he said, "No, I can't breathe." You know, and we got to laugh about it. That's what we were laughing about, athleticism, and that's something that he has. And I also thought that he's the guy that has played with James the most, and he knows how to play with James. So I thought that was important.
We saw as each of the guys walked off ahead of you, all of them came off with just stone faces, like no celebrating. You said, we heard you say you haven't done anything yet.
No, we haven't.
Are you proud of that attitude that they're bringing off the floor?
I'll let you know, because we can say it, but you still got to do it. You know, we were up 3-2. All right. That's it. All right. That's it. We have to get our rest and we have to get ready. Because they're going to come and play great, and we got to be able to sustain that and still win the game. She took your question.
She did. Today, second half compared to second half on game 4. You guys are basically in the same spot.
Yeah. Kept playing. I kept saying it. I said it in my pregame. Was all about the game's going to have ebbs and flows. We cannot stop playing. We cannot stand still. We have to keep going downhill. We got to keep the floor space. We got to keep moving the ball. Thought we had 2 possessions where we didn't, and it was horrendous. And then we got back to just playing. You know, we have so many guys that can shoot. All right. And if you get in the paint and make plays, those guys will make shots for you.
When you mentioned James earlier, it seemed like he really, from the beginning, it was set. Really nice to you guys managing the game, even though he didn't get a ton of shots.
Yeah, I thought James was a magician tonight. And, you know, if you were, I guess, I don't know, who calls the game, the pitcher or the catcher? He called like a perfect game. He was aggressive early on when he needed to be aggressive. And then he kind of sat back and played and got everybody else involved. I thought he was unbelievable.
Is there anything specific that got the big role? I mean, it seemed like you guys really got to that in a way that asking them.
Yeah, spacing. Space better. We got to keep working on them because they just come from everywhere. And we just got to keep guys cutting in space. I thought it was our best cutting game. You know, in the other game, Joel would pop the guy on the slot, but stay there. Now the guy on the slot is cutting out. So either that guy gets a layup or Joe gets to his spot. And I thought we did a good job of that.
Doc, can you talk a little bit about your defensive game plan, especially early? It seemed like you mixed it up a lot. And
yeah.
I mean, obviously their shots didn't fall, but it seemed like you really kept Tatum and Brown kind of guessing at least.
Yeah, we tried. I mean, listen, they're as I said, they're unbelievable players, and they actually missed some shots we know that they can make, right? So we're thankful for those. And then the other ones, I thought our guys did a good job. We went from zone to man to trapping to run and jump. You know, we added run and jump more tonight than we have. It's the most we've done it. So I thought we did a pretty good job of it.
I mean, what makes you go to that in a game?
Just rhythm. I mean, they're too good, and we see it every night. And the more you see them, the more you realize it. One-on-one coverage is nice. I mean, they make shots. And so we just wanted to just keep trying to affect their rhythm. And at times we did, at times they missed shots. So we'll take those two.
Doc, as much as we've talked about, Joel going to the nail, he did go to the post a decent amount, kind of to stop runs and things like that. I guess why was that, and why was he able to have success?
Well, we felt good about it going in the last couple of games. They really haven't doubled a lot. And we worked literally every single day on doubling Joe on the post. So we were ready if they did. And if they didn't, we felt like let Joe go to work. They didn't early, and he got it going. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Yes, great insights from Doc there. Yeah, it was all around great performance from the entire team. And obviously with Harden not taking as many shots, him being a facilitator, getting his teammates involved, really controlling the pace of the game was huge. And yeah, I liked his defensive shifts that he made throughout the game as well. Doc Rivers being yeah, I mean they went from man to zone. He was mentioning run and jump. If you guys aren't familiar with run and jump, it's essentially a full court press that you put on the team. And then also in the defensive side of the court, you're just switching man to man and making sure that you're boxing out and contesting a lot of shots. So that's like the idea behind run and jump. And yeah, he really made the best calls, I think, defensively, and putting in a good presence like Daniel House, knowing his experience with Harden as well. I just thought that added a level of comfort for our team. So yeah, just going into this next game, need a great overall performance from everybody, honestly. I thought Tobias was also terrific this game. Getting his shots, open looks, mid ranges, pull up jump shots from the paint, and also draining a three as well. So, and also on the rebounding side, he was terrific. He crashed the board the way that we want to. Just tough, aggressive, get to the ball as soon as possible when the shot goes up. So he was great, and that's the same production that we need in this next game. And Tucker obviously being a leader on and off the court, I thought that was great. He got 7 boards as well, so definitely a presence on the rebounding side, and then draining a 3 as well. So that was a good sign. So Tucker is Tucker. He's a motivating leader on the court. He knows how to get guys going. He adds that level of toughness both defensively and offensively a little bit as well. So yeah, and then obviously we need the big games from Maxey, Harden, and Embiid, and then also we need bench depth. I thought this game in Game 5 we really limited Boston's bench depth, right? And our bench actually outperformed Boston's bench. So that was really good to see. We limited Brogdon's production tremendously. Brogdon has been putting up like 20 points a game in this series. So letting him not really defending him really well and not allowing him to create his shot was huge. He only put up 2 threes in this game, and he put up 9 shots but only made 3. So yeah, limiting his production. I thought Smart was very aggressive. He got to the line as well, so it's tough to stop him. But the other guys like Grant Williams, Robert Williams, and Derek White, we limited their productions like pretty minimal. They didn't really do anything this game. So yeah, I mean that was really good to see. And then obviously Horford, we're not going to be expecting a goose egg like this game. So hopefully we can expect that they're going to come out really aggressive, really determined to win. And we just have to lock in. Our whole team just has to lock in, play the game that we've been playing, and really defend well. I think we put an emphasis on defense, making the right adjustments that, like Doc Rivers mentioned, and we'll really make it tough for Brown and Tatum to create their shot and come up clutch down the stretch. So yeah, overall, I'm very pleased with the performance, but this journey is not done. So we're literally just getting started here, and we have a long road to go before any type of accomplishment with our team. So I'm taking this as a positive. I thought that our team really stepped up on both ends of the floor, and hopefully we can carry this into the next game. And yeah, so that's the video for today. Just a quick recap on games 4 and 5 for the Sixers, and game 6 is coming up, so hopefully we can win that game and close out this series. Yeah, I'm gonna be ending this on a positive note. But just knowing that Boston is gonna come out very prepared, very desperate, very motivated and hungry to win. And we have to match that intensity for sure. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Appreciate you guys sharing this podcast, liking the YouTube videos, and spreading the word about my channel. I appreciate that. And if you guys are interested in sports or want to talk about sports, just hit me up at our email address, which is savanisports@gmail.com, and we can get the conversation rolling there. Also on Instagram, active on there as well. So Savani Sports on Instagram. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for more great content. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.